Without waiting for a reply, you hurry forward down the hall. There are doors to both sides. You should probably wait, hold on. So when I was talking to the god, quote unquote, why was I saying that out loud? I could have just said it in my mind. She'd probably be able to read my mind, I feel like. But who knows, maybe she can't read my mind. Maybe she only can read my mind when I allow her to. But if that the fucking exterior she had of the lady is what she really looks like, I am very much looking forward to meeting her in chapter, I don't know, 11. We'll see. I think there's 17 or 23 chapters out of this. This is way bigger than Wizard's Choice. Hopefully we get super strong by the end, but then again, we probably wouldn't, because even though the life and the amount of like power you have increases as you move forward, it doesn't really have much effect on the character, because even like the mage character I had in chapter 1 of Wizard's Choice and the mage that I had in chapter 6 of the Wizard's Choice is more than likely going to die if we are stabbed with a dagger at the right place. If someone stabs us with a dagger in the first game, it would probably take one swing, and in the last sixth chapter, it would probably take 2 swings. But that's all the fucking power we get at the end of it. And this time we don't even have power. Like, at least we had mana back in the day. Now this time I only have life, and I can utilize that life to somehow save my life by taking more damage. So essentially went from like a knight to a tank or whatever. Let's see. Without waiting for a reply, you hurry forward down the halls. There are probably the doors to both sides. You should probably look for tracks or other clues, but right now you just want to get out of the sight of the others. You open a door without bothering to listen or check for traps. Unwise, of course. Once inside, you see the rotten remains of furniture on the floor. There's a ruin of what must have been a window on the far wall. But instead of a view to the outdoors, there's only a large mound of rubble from the top of the window to the floor. You're surprised the wall didn't collapse altogether, but it was buried. There are no other exits. It's quiet. Perhaps I'm not alone after all, you think. No, you're not, says the high-pitched voice in your head. And you have not even guessed who I am. You grasp the amulet around your neck, try to lift it off. Again, your muscles refuse the task. You try to lean forward, hoping to use the gravity to allow the chain to fall to the floor. However, not able to lean forward far enough. It is as though you hit your barrier. Gods know I'm cursed, you think. Not cursed, you are blessed. You can hear my thoughts, you think. Of course, it's best we communicate this way, or others will think you're mad. You bring the blade of your short sword underneath the chain around your neck. Again, you can't will yourself to lift the amulet again. Stop wasting your time. Even if you could take me off, I will make you put me on again. Only by my will or your own death will you be released. The voice says with a hint of annoyance. Now guess what I am. Consider what you have seen. It could be a demon. You've heard the tales of demons that are very fond of possessing. On the other hand, you would expect a demon to be a malevolent presence. This one seems more light-hearted, not angry, more like bored or impatient. Of course, it could just be a clever demon that is good at covering up his nature. We have met those before in past. Of his nature. Another option is that is the goddess of Aletheia. She is not. After all, her holy symbol is around your neck. Or maybe another god. The goblin disguises itself as a voluptuous woman, and something tells me that the amulet was responsible for that bit of magic. Cisna, the goddess of lust, perhaps? Or maybe it's Ohor, the goddess of the trickster goddess. Alright, let's see our options then. Demon. Definitely not, because she would have already come into our body more than likely and did that fucking... what is that spell called? I forgot the fucking spell. The soul-crushing spell, right. Aletheia, definitely not. I know of Aletheia because in the last game she was not this busy. Cisna, goddess of lust, is a good option. Trickery is also a good option. I'm gonna go with Cisna because that would probably, because it's funnier. Goddess of trickery is not as funny. Let's go with Cisna. I imagine you were behind the illusion on that goddess. I can only guess that you're the goddess of lust, you say, telepathically. A moment later, a female form emerges from behind a pile of rotten furniture. She's the woman you saw before, the one that the goddess had been disguised as. Her hair is even longer now. It drags on the floor as she walks towards you. a devilish smirk on her face. Her breasts are even larger, making them almost comical. Oh, you wish that was what I was, she says in a husky voice, still walking towards you, her curvy hips swaying in perfect rhythm. You stand transfixed. When she is near, she leans in close, her voluptuous lips slightly parted, showing the slightly pink of the tip of her tongue. Just as she is about to kiss you, her face shimmers and replaced with a goblin fang and a long, narrow green tongue. You shout and recoil away. The goblin laughs for a moment and then disappears all alone in the room. You're the god of trickery, then, you whisper. That would explain why you reside in the holy symbol of another god. That is closer to it, says the voice, which has now returned to your mind. Yeah, I knew something like this it was more than likely trickery, but I went for lust because, as I said, it would probably be funnier, and this was definitely funny. I mean, it was happening to me, it wouldn't be as funny, but if it's happening to someone else, it's funny. You know how you see videos where people fall down and like hurt themselves, and you're just like, god damn, that's funny. But you know, it's not happening to you, so you find it funny. It's happening to you, it's not funny. It's simple as that. There's no fairness of things in here. It's just doing whatever. My name is Egra. That is not the name of the trickster god. Ohur, god of trickery, is my father, says Egra. And you are his daughter? I cannot tell with only a young voice in my mind. The gods transcend gender. Must you assign genitals to an entity to know it? Egra's voice raises in pitch. Well, Egra is a girl's name, so you let your telepathic thoughts trail off. There's a moment of silence in your mind for a moment, then, yes, I am Ohur's daughter. Startled from your inner dialogue as you hear outside noises. You turn to see Kriya standing in the doorway, her torch held up, scanning the room. What have you found? She asks in a whisper. Oh, some rubble, you say. I wager there was a fine set of chairs in here once. Rubble and chairs. Do you propose to tidy up and move in? Let's move a little quicker, Scout. Normally you wouldn't take such abuse. After all, being the Scout, you're out in front, taking more than your fair share of risk. However, the new development with the self-proclaimed goddess child, I'm guessing demigod. Is it considered demigod? I mean, the god of the trickery must have had the child with another god more than likely, so it's probably not demigod. Yeah, it's probably a normal god, just a child god, I guess. As much of a child as it can get, probably like 1700 years old, but regardless. You need to adapt to your new reality, at least until you can figure out a way to get things back to normal. You push past Kriya. Gukok is just outside the door with his sword arm cocked back as though ready to lop your head off. He lets out a sigh of relief. His breath is terrible. Very well, Egra, since I'm your champion, I ask that you help me find a way out of this place. You think. The door at the end of the hall. What about the goblins? I do not wish to tangle with any more of them. Straight ahead, champion, says Egra. You hurry forward. You just want to get out of this place and bind your wounds properly, get a bath, then a drink, and of course buy a dress. All of that only in reverse order, yeah. Buy a dress, then a drink, then a bath, then tend your wounds. Really? Oh boy, binding your wounds is the least priority, huh? That illusion, the one the goblin did, were you behind that? You ask as you continue through a large chamber. You're skirting around a large hole, what appears to be a swimming pool. There is still dark water covering the bottom. Yes, and I can do the same for you. My father bestows favor to me, and in turn I can bestow it to you. That is, if you're worthy. What other abilities can you bestow besides illusion, you ask? If you live long enough, you will see. Nevertheless, illusions are a good start. To trick the mind, give it what it expects or what it wants. That is the root of all deception. But what if it's like an undulating mass of not giving a shit? Like if it's something that doesn't really have any goals or is like not intelligent, like maybe, I don't know, a wolf. No, I mean not a wolf, because then you can just become a lion or something and the wolf will back off, I guess. But something that is like a Terminator, right? Terminator. There's probably like a golem or something in this world, probably. Considering like see, here's the thing. It's like the real world kinda. You know how most people are like poor, rich, or like middle class, but then there's like 1%ers that just like amass the like 50% wealth of the entire world. Just a couple of people handling that sort of thing. So it's like that in terms of mages in this world, or like magical items or magic in that sense. Like most people have jack shit to do with magic, and even if you learn magic, you're just going to be like a weak background character. and until unless you can get to a certain point, then you're like OP as shit and everything. So yeah. Yeah, read all that. Fine. How do I cast illusion? Just imagine it. I will know your will. There is a large hole ripped out of the wall before you. Inspecting it, you see. I'm guessing I'll have to transform myself into the rat man from before. There's a large hole ripped out of the wall before you. Inspecting it, you see the telltale marks of pickaxes in the rock. They have dug through here. You whisper. It was a city of many buildings. Okay, so it's the ancient city, right? I forgot about that. It was a city of many buildings, not a single structure, says Egra. To go down from house to house, one would need to dig. Egra pauses. Through the hole you go. Stop and look back. Do not wait for them. You don't require the aid now that you have me. I would not leave them in this foul place, you whisper. That one, the woman. She will give you trouble. You call her Kriya. Did you know that's not a real name? What is it then? Ashaidu. You ask, she says you ask in your mind, oh shit, an elf? That sounds like an elven name. It is. You should ask her about a real name. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Torchlight gradually brightens and then Kriya Gukog appear from around the corner. They spot your lantern, begin walking your way. To keep your distance from the others, you continue down the hole in the wall. On the other side is another hallway. There is a large door a few meters away. Just through that door to the freedom, says Egra in a jubilant voice. You smile as you stride forward. Now for the pint of ale. Oh, probably not a good idea. Probably going to be shit. You throw back the door and walk through. Yeah, she throw back on the board, walk through. Instead of sunshine and sky, you find yourself in a large chamber with two other exits. 6 goblins stand in a circle for about 10 meters away. Their hands and faces are smeared with blood. I'm guessing there's something down here or something that she wants. That's why she's leading me down into shit instead of out of shit. Maybe, we'll see. Instead of sunshine and sky, you find yourself in a large chamber with 2 exits. 6 goblins stand in a circle about 10 meters away. Their hands and faces are smeared with blood. They appear to be shearing the mangled furry body of what must be the remains of a giant rat. Judging by the long tail limply hanging down, several spears are leaning against the wall several meters away from the goddess. There is a glint of daggers and swords on their belt. They all turn towards the light of your lantern, squinting. Egra laughs in your mind. Think fast, my champions. Oh, I think she might be challenging us to see what we can actually do. Several options come to your mind. They're blinded and will only remain so for a few seconds. You could rush them now and start cutting them down with the sword. Alternatively, you could switch to your bow and begin shooting them from here. Another option would be to try to work with Egra to cast an illusion. But can you trust her enough for that? Finally, you can retreat back to the others. What do you do? Charges workable, but they will probably recover from the flashbang eventually, and they're obviously going to be swinging, so even if we kill 1 or 2, the others will definitely start stabbing away at us and we won't be back out. Casting an illusion, Kriya could come in here and we could get fucked up. Run is probably not a good option, so I'm going to use the short sword. Oh, I died. You take aim and fire an arrow, striking one of the blindly gawking goblins in the chest. It falls without a sound. The other goblins are screaming and shouting words you don't understand. You notch another arrow, take aim. However, they're all moving now. You fire again. Your aim is a bit low, but you get lucky and sink the arrow into the calf of one of the goblin's legs. It hisses. What you imagine is a goblin curse. It falls to the floor. You rush into the room, notching another arrow, afraid that the 4 remaining goblins are trying to escape. However, they're actually running to the wall where the spears are prodded. Oh, they don't have weapons on them. I just assumed that they have weapons on them. Okay, that's my bad then. You fire again, sinking the arrow into the back of one of them, dropping it. 3 spears are launched at you. Duck one, but the second one sinks into your shoulder, the third into your side. That's your second two. I think that was a very good option though. I still believe it was a very good option. I'm gonna redo that, but this time I'm going to charge instead. Yeah, that still kills me. The little friend are caught by surprise and they're blind. They might as well be begging you to attack. You charge with your short sword drawn. You have hacked down the first one before the others are able to focus on you. One snatches a dagger out of his loincloth. You slash him across his stomach. His entrails fall out. A few of the remaining goblins scream. One shouts something in their language and runs. Another follows his lead. A third one unsheathes a short sword at his side. So they had weapons. The last one has backed away, blinking at you, still evidently blind. You cut down the one that drew the sword before he can defend himself. You then hack down the indecisive one just as he turns to run. The two remaining running goblins have made it to the wall and have picked up their spears. You charge at them with a shout. They both launch their spears. You duck one, but the other one sinks into your side. Alas, you succumb to your wound.